This is Bleach Bangs Music, and we are talking with Derek Davis. What's going on?
Nothing much. Just like I said, just trying to work this record and get this thing going, man. You know.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. You just baffle me how diverse you are, because like I told you before we were going live, Babylon A.D. was the soundtrack of my high school years and afterwards, and then I listened to Resonator Blues, and it's so different, but still so, oh my God. I love it, dude. I just love it.
Right on.
So
good to hear, man.
If we were to take your Spotify playlist right now and you were to share it, what would we hear?
You'd probably hear a lot of old school soul type of stuff. You know, Bobby Womack, James Brown, Al Green, Marvin Gaye, a lot of that kind of stuff. Maybe some Beatles and Stones. I don't really listen to too much current music. Most of the stuff I listen to is blues, old blues stuff, Son House and Elmore James and people like that. Or I listen to soul. You know.
Good stuff.
That's kind of where my head's at. You know, I've been playing hard rock for years and years and years, and for me, it's just kind of like. You know, it's not really as exciting as it once was because I've done it so much, you know. So I'm always looking for something that's a little bit out of my, a little bit out of my range where I got to learn something. In other words, you know what I mean?
Right, and that's kind of what really kind of threw me because I was expecting Babylon A.D. type stuff, and when I heard this, I was like, holy shit, this guy's diverse. I mean, you play the guitar, you play the bass. It was almost like Aldo Nova type doing, you know. It was like he does it all, and I had no idea that you were as well-rounded as what you are. So, and now I'm like looking back at your other three. Revolt was a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
And
Revolt was more in the Babylon A.D. kind of family. The last one was Revolutionary Soul, and that was a straight up soul funk kind of rock album.
Yes.
That was a really fun one to make too. Yeah.
And then with this one, it is just, oh my gosh, it's fun. It's fun. And
well, that's what, you know, I like to have fun, so I got to try to create music that is fun, you know. I don't want to have any kind of depressing stuff in there. And,
right.
You know? Yeah.
Do you have a special songwriting recipe that you follow when you're writing?
I can't really say that there's any kind of recipe. They all come in different ways when I'm writing. You just kind of zone out a little bit, you know. Sometimes I write a song while I'm sleeping. I get up in the morning, I run, or you know, that night or whatever, as I'm half awake, I'll run to the recorder and put it in, you know. And then there's other times where I'm just kind of playing a riff on the guitar, and all of a sudden I go, whoa, I got kind of a melody in my head, and I kind of start singing over the top of that until I get a chorus that I like, and then I say, okay, well, I got a good melody, I got a good chorus, you know. Basically, the chorus is basically the idea of the song, you know. Now I say, okay, how am I going to string all these lyrics together to make to bring it to the chorus, you know, which would be the punchline. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So just keep it memorable. Try to keep it memorable so that people, you know, get familiar with it easy enough, so they don't got to listen to it 10 or 15 times. You can listen to it 2 or 3 times and pick it up and start, you know, humming the melody. And wow, those are some good lyrics, that kind of thing.
Right on.
It takes a while for some. Yeah, it takes a while for some people to, you know, catch on to the lyrics, and usually that's basically the last thing they catch on to is the lyrics. You know, they catch on to the melody, and then they'll catch on to the hook of the chorus. You know,
and
then they'll start digging and say, well, what's the song really about? You know, so I like to write lyrics that are a little bit more deeper than just the hard rock standard fare kind of stuff. I like to write make my songs more like ballads or something, or miniature, you know, movies or something, you know, so that the listener has like a, you know, an idea into what the song really is about, instead of just, you know, I like the girl and she's so hot and she wants me and I'm hot blooded or something. You know what I mean? I'm not into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you hit it right on the head, because I'm listening to your stuff. It's just like, oh wow, one of the most memorable. I hate to keep going back to this, but you paint a story when you write your lyrics, and you're exactly right, because like desperate. I don't want to go back to Babylon A.D., but because that's not why we're here. But
that is a perfect example, though.
You know,
that is a perfect example.
I was just like, oh my gosh, when your dreams seem far away, take a moment to look over your shoulder. I'm like, what the hell did he just tell me?
Clive Davis really dug that song too. He thought the lyrics were great in that song, so I knew I had something good. You know, whenever Clive Davis says you got something good, then you got something good.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And actually, he gave me a few pointers. He said, Derek, you know, he said, when you write a song, you want to try to write a song that everybody's felt that way before or thought that way.
Mm-hmm.
You want it so that it can be everybody's song, not just yours. And that always kind of stuck with me, you know. So over the years, I've progressed more and more into that mold of write a song that everybody kind of could say the same story happened to them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Yep. And really, I mean, I started going back after finding out that you were doing, I had no idea you were doing these solo albums. And of course, I started with Revolt, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. And then the Revolutionary Soul, I was like, yeah, I'm into it. This guy is really shaking it up, man. He is diverse, and he is doing all kinds of things. And then Resonator Blues. I mean, I'm really, really digging this. I really am. And I didn't think I would. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. It's just so off of what I thought you would do, but so perfect for your voice.
It's pretty much like a knuckleball or something from a picture, you know. It's just,
Yeah, but your voice is
it's
so
always
perfect.
been in my blood, that kind of well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, you know.
And I
really do.
I'm just like, I was sending it to my friends. I was like, guess who this is? You'll never figure this out. And they're like, that sounds so familiar. Oh my gosh, he's got so much soul. Who is this? And I'm like, it's Derek Davis from Babylon A.D. No way! How has the reception been for the new album?
So far, it's been great, man. It's given more. I knew the album was good, you know, just from playing it from different people before it came out and everything like that, and letting people hear the tracks. So I already knew I had positive vibes from everybody saying, "Wow, this is really fantastic." So it didn't really surprise me. You know, all the reviews have been great. The reviews that we've got so far, the videos have been doing great. Heck, we charted at came in at 58, I think it was, on iTunes Blues charts, and made it all the way to number 1 with Mississippi Mud.
Spectacular! So, yes, that's a killer.
Yeah, I think we're
track.
sitting in the 20s or something like that for country on that song too. So that's kind of strange, you know. I've never been on any kind of country kind of chart, you know. That's really weird.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, what the heck, you know? I'm willing to step out of my box if I have to, you know, to get it heard, you know.
That is so good. So, I am so excited for you, man. Do you have any tour plans or anything?
Have any what?
Any tour plans?
No, not really any tour plans. I'm playing tomorrow night, and then I play next week in Denver a couple dates.
Okay.
And, basically, almost every weekend I'm playing, but really not on tour on the road, so to speak. You know, I am playing Denver next weekend, but not anything where you're going out 6 weeks like we used to all the time, that kind of stuff, or 2 months, you know.
Right.
You know, business has changed a little bit where you can do one-offs and fly you in on a Friday or something and supply the back line, and you get to play, and then you come back on a Sunday or something like that. You know, it's kind of a weekend warrior type of thing.
Right.
But you know, if the album really, really super took off, where you know it demanded that, of course I would do it. But right now it's just, you know, it's simmering, and let's just see what happens. You know, that's the way I'm taking it.
I am like really talking this up and really spreading this around because I'm excited for you, man. You've really got me excited about music again, because this is all I've been listening to is actually your last 3 solo albums for probably a whole solid week, and it's just I'm like, wow, this guy.
Another good album that I put out a couple years ago is an album by a band called Moonshine.
Okay.
that kicked some serious ass. We did most of the recording over at Eddie Van Halen's house, 5150. And like Michael Anthony sang on it and played a couple tunes, and Jane Child sang and played piano on it, a few songs. It's really, really super good, man. It's like Leonard Skinner beats the Outlaws at the Allman Brothers house or something. It's really good.
Shit, that's cool.
It's really swampy, you know.
Right.
It's a great album, man. You know,
Right.
it just didn't get promoted properly or anything like that. You know, it's one of those things where it just sometimes you could do something great, but nobody hears it just because they don't know it exists. You know, like just like you didn't know it even existed.
Exactly.
Right?
I'm
But if
like,
you listen to it, you'll go, "Whoa, damn! This Moonshine is pretty badass." You know.
that's exactly what I've been doing with this one. I was just like, I had no freaking idea that this was out here. Where has this been?
Yeah.
It's great to see that. Yeah, you still have your voice, you still have your talent. There's been a lot of times where I've seen some of the bands that are out there that just don't still have it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I know what you mean. I see the same thing. It's kind of sad.
yeah, and
Some people don't keep on growing. It's like they just kind of stay the same as they were 20, 30 years ago, and that's it. You know, they don't keep on moving along. You know, for me personally, I don't think you know, I'm friends with a lot of musicians that they haven't done nothing in 20, 30 years, written a song or anything, you know, and they wrote a lot of them years before.
Right.
But they just got lazy or something, or just don't have the passion anymore. But for me, man, I got to keep.
How can everybody get a hold of this album?
You just go to Amazon, iTunes, Google. It doesn't matter. They can even go to Target.
Awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Thank you so much, Derek. I really appreciate the time that you've given to me. And I'm going to keep spreading the word. And I really hope that this takes off well enough that you can set off on maybe even a mini tour or something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. You know, if it takes off, that's what it will be. You know.
Awesome.
Yeah, great talking to you, man.
All right.
Me on and spread the word. You know, I appreciate that.
No problem, and I am. It's all over the place.
Cool. That's great.
Thank you so much, Derek. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, man.